Hello YouTube, do you, like me, like old things? Are you middle-aged? Do you remember the 80s with that kind of good, nostalgic, buzzy feeling? Are you into computers? Are you into retro 8-bit style of things? Then I have a treat for you, because today I am going to unbox one of the greatest computers ever designed, ever built, and one of the greatest computers I ever owned. This unboxing video is 33 years late, because it has now been 33 years and some months since this was introduced into the world. This is the ZX Spectrum 48k. I got this, well, not this, but I got a ZX Spectrum when I was 10 years old, that is 1982, and I unboxed it then. I didn't have any video of it, obviously, because I was 10 and there was no videos or internet or well, you know, anything. We basically lived in a cave. But this, the Sinclair ZX Spectrum personal computer, changed my life forever. And I am very excited and happy to have got my hands on it's a box. I mean, it's the original box, and hopefully it's original stuff inside. I have no idea. I got this because I sponsored a Kickstarter campaign by Chris Wilkins. And Chris Wilkins, he writes books about old computers and stuff. And he's written this book, the Sinclair ZX Spectrum in Pixels. And it's a very nice book. It got, you know, information about games, and there's interviews with all the important people in the ZX Spectrum history. And I sponsored this one. This is the first book of 3, and then when I sponsored the second book, this one, I actually saw, to my great surprise, that if you put in enough money you can get a boxed version of this 48k ZX Spectrum. And I was very excited, and of course I did that, and now I'm going to unbox it, and I'm going to, you know, just take it out of the box. I have no idea what's inside, really. Well, I do, because I owned this 33 years ago, but I must admit I don't remember actually unboxing it back then. But here we are. I'm very excited to see how this will work. Might be the most late unboxing video ever. I am not one to, you know, unbox things as they are released, but this is just ridiculous. The sticker says that there's a free software 6-pack inside. I don't know. If there is, it doesn't really matter, because I don't have a cassette player to actually load up the games and stuff. So let's just take a look at the box. So it's the Sinclair ZX Spectrum with a 6-pack of cool software inside. Here you have a picture of the computer and the you know, very stylish Spectrum logo there with the stripes. On this side it says it's a 48k version. The Spectrum came in 2 versions originally, the 16k and the 48k. And when I was a kid I got the 16k version, which, I mean, 16 kilobytes of memory is not very much. So the amount of software available was kind of limited. So eventually we bought, my father bought, because I got this from my father, and eventually we bought an upgrade. So we got 48k in my original 16k Spectrum. And on the other side we can see that there's a 1-year guarantee or warranty within the UK. I'm guessing this warranty was for 1983, so I don't suppose there's anything left of it. And there's nothing on the bottom, but on the back we have the installation procedure instructions. So, you know, they say you get the Spectrum and you get the power adapter and you get some kind of book. If it is original packaging, I believe the book actually contains a crash course in the basic programming language. I'm really looking forward to that. And here is some cassette with the stuff in it. What you need is a TV. Well, I do have a TV, but I don't know if my Ultra HD 55-inch TV will be able to connect to this properly. I don't know. We'll see. And then you need a cassette player to actually load stuff into the computer. And I'm absolutely sure I don't have a cassette player. The last cassette player I had was in my car that I sold 10 years ago. So, no. But I believe there is a lot of, you know, files that you can find on the internet. And I hope that they are actually sound recordings, so I can connect my phone or something to this and load things as if I had a cassette player. I'm hoping for that. I don't know. I don't even know if it will start, and I actually don't even know what's inside. So let's open it. All right. So here we go. So back in the 80s, kids, everything came in this white styrofoam packaging material thing. And I don't know if you can see, but it's got Sinclair embossed on the top there. Let's open the lid. Ooh, oh yes. This is very nice. This has obviously been used, I'd say, quite a lot from the look of it. Here we have the actual computer with the patented rubber rubbish keys. I'm gonna take a bit more look of that later on. Here we have a introduction to the Spectrum, and I actually remember these books because the colors and everything. So this is a booklet, the information how to set it up and how to connect it to your TV. There's a short introduction to BASIC, as I said. God, this is great. Here we have the basic programming manual book. This is where it all started for me. Oh wow, look at this. And it's, you know, it's a book about BASIC. Oh God, it's all coming back to me now. And here we have the power adapter. Original Sinclair power adapter to give you proper power to your system. With a UK plug. This UK plug doesn't really look original. Maybe it was, I don't know. I live in Sweden, so my plug looked very differently. But yeah, it's been used. ZX power supply. Let's put that away. Here we have cable to connect it to the TV. It's a composite thing, so I have no idea if this will work with any TV that I have. Here we have the Horizons software pack. Oh, I remember this. This is so cool. I can't remember what it was on it though. Load side B, load side A. I remember the tape. Keyboard trainer, and then on side B there are some games. Oh, Evolution or Foxes and Rabbits. I remember that. Yeah. Very cool. As I said, I have no tape recorder, so I have no way to test this. And finally we have the classical leads or cord to connect this to a tape recorder, and this is one of them, black or gray, is for connecting input, and the other is for connecting output, so you can actually both load and save things to cassette players with this one. And it's obviously been installed somewhere. It's got a bit of paint on it. Let's put this away. It actually smells faintly of someone's house, which is kind of cool. And it has been signed by the guy who designed the Spectrum. I think it's Rick Dickens or something like that. I don't know. It looks like Chris Wilkins actually. I thought it was the design guy. I don't know. Maybe I will find out later. So, as I said, I think this is possibly the best computer ever designed. It's not because it is very powerful. If I remember correctly, it's something like 3.5 megahertz, 8-bit CPU. It's got 48 kilobytes of addressable RAM, and on top of that it also has 16 kilobytes of ROM, read-only memory, which is, you know, the operating system. It had a wonderful resolution of, was it 240 by 100 and something pixels, and each pixel, the color of each pixel could not be set individually. Instead you set colors by 8 by 8 pixels, and you had a foreground and you had a background. So 8 by 8 pixels, you could have 2 colors, and you had a color palette of 7 colors that could be either light or dark, and then you had black, so there were 15 colors. And the colors are blue, red, magenta, green, cyan, yellow and white. And I do apologize if I pronounce things incorrectly, because, you know, I'm Swedish, so English is not my first language. Now, the brilliance with this computer was actually this crappy keyboard and this book that came with it. I read in Chris's book that Clive Sinclair had a vision that he wanted to bring the people into the computer age and teach them about computers and programming. And this is, you know, the brilliance of this is that on these crappy keys, actually they printed every keyword of the Sinclair Spectrum Basic. So you had the programming reference guide on the keyboard. You know, you couldn't really miss it. And you got an introduction, even in the, you know, quick start guide, there was an introduction to Basic. And then you had a whole book teaching you Basic. And when I was 10 years old, I couldn't read English. I could read, but I couldn't read English. But I learned very quickly, partly because of this. And, you know, you were sitting there and you were saying, "Ooh, I want to do this programming thing, but I can't remember. Was it? Oh, I want to put stuff on the screen." And then you know, you can read here on the P. It says print. Maybe that's something. You press P and it will say print, and then you can do stuff from that. You got input for getting things from the from the user, You got run, it's a key for run. You got for a go-to, load. Yeah, it's really clever. And while all my friends back then, they all had Commodore 64s, none of them learned to program. But I did, and you know, it's pretty much shaped my life after this. I love this computer, and I'm very happy that I got a chance to get another one that's in this perfect condition. Well, it's not perfect condition. There's one of these rubber feet that's missing over here, and I don't know if it'll start. I don't really care. The Spectrum that I got 33 years ago actually broke down just after a couple of weeks, because me and my friend, we were playing this game called Psst, and you know, we're using the keyboard, specifically the QWERT QWERT keys over here. We were using them for playing this game, and we played it so much that we actually broke the computer. And it turns out there is a ribbon cable, a flat cable, connecting the keyboard to the motherboard. And since we played it so much, it actually overheated a transistor and burnt the cable and shorted it out. So part of the keyboard, I believe it was this part here, stopped working. But because this computer is so simple, and also because you know, you could get the information about the circuit board and everything by checking magazines and stuff, my father actually managed to fix it, and he did so by soldering in 2 new leads for the instead of the shorted ones, and he replaced the transistor that was destroyed, that was burnt up, and he fitted another one. But because that transistor, he didn't have these tiny little things, he had a much bigger transistor, and it wouldn't fit properly. So to make it fit, he actually left a gap at the back here, so the keyboard would be at a slight angle, and there was a hole, a gap in the back where he put the transistor outside of the hole so it wouldn't overheat again. And then he built with Lego pieces, built it up so that it, you know, rested properly. So that was my ZX Spectrum 16K, and of course, you know, eventually that didn't work very well. So, but a couple of years later, they released this keyboard upgrade called the Spectrum Plus. We got one of those, and so this version of the Spectrum was thrown out, I think, back in 1984. But now I have one again, and I'm very happy, and I'm gonna... Maybe there will be videos in the future of me connecting this to some TV and try to fire it up and see if it works. I don't know. I believe even if the power is wrong, the power connector is wrong, and even if the power adapter is broken, I think there's pretty straightforward 9 volts DC, very easy to replace. And as I said, I've seen hacks on YouTube where they actually get the what do you call it? The connection, the data that you need to connect it to modern TV by bypassing some thing in here. I don't want to take it apart and start soldering in it, but it's possible to do that if I want to. But it is really cool to have a ZX Spectrum 48k signed and everything. And yeah, thank you very much. This has been the latest unboxing ever of a computer that came out 23rd of April 1982, the ZX Spectrum 48k from Sinclair. Ah, so cool.